Hey, Capricorn, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your November 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right. Protecting the future, Capricorn, big energy showing up right off the bat, the dragon's horde, which is interesting because we actually have the overflow showing up. This talks about overwhelm and plenty. So we'll see how this plays out for you around the 1111 portal, which really helps us channel to higher realms. It helps us get in touch with our spiritual self, our intentions, to feel like there's a higher consciousness, right? Connectivity, basically. And sometimes as we journey through life, we can feel very isolated, very alone. And this portal can help reactivate your soul self and for you to remember that you're not alone, right? Even though at times it feels that way. And you have the Tower right off the bat. So the Tower is destruction of old patterns, old ways of doing things. It is old structures. There's a new beginning here on the horizon for you. And I've been saying this for a while. November is a catalyst month. It is a kickoff month for you because I have a feeling your entire 2025 is going to be different than your 2024. So if you have been wanting change, if there has been initiations taking place that you just feel like you're spinning your tires, right? Going in circles, which Capricorn, if you've been following me for a bit, I know you've been going through it. A lot of you have been going through a lot of highs and lows within your career, within your love life, within your health. And I do see that this portal is really helping you move to a place that feels a lot lighter. Yeah, a lot lighter. Now, of course, some of you are like, Mel, the Tower is not light. If anything, that is definitely change. But look what you have right next to the Tower. You have the Ace of Cups. Remember, aces are gifts, gifts from the universe. And this is one of my favorite aces. This is the gift of a soul-quenching renewal. And for some of you, you're tired. You're tired on a soul level. So to have this renewal, to have this gift show up for you is profound. So today we'll dive into, again, how to fully embody this energy. What truth do you need to get behind to really allow yourself to move forward? Spirit, how do you want this? Okay, thank you. This card flipped out in the deck and I've just grabbed it. Okay, thank you. And we're going to look at the energy that you're putting out into the universe and how to best align with that energy. We'll get messages from your guides as well as how this new wave will cause a ripple effect over the coming months, well into your 2025. Now, bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful. It may feel again like you're going round and round. You just seen me going like this here. So it's taken a little bit for your wishes to manifest. But the Nine of Cups is emotional stability. It's getting to a place where you feel content, where you feel serene, where you feel satisfied with your life's work, with who you are, with the connections that you've built. So I don't mind to see that showing up at the bottom of the deck at all, because that's what this Tower is bringing in for you. So let's take a look here. You have the overflow. Right now you're feeling overwhelmed, right? Possibly overwhelmed emotionally. You can feel overwhelmed in your work or financially, even within your health. And we'll read from the guidebook at the very end of your reading. But I do feel like there's a plentifulness that you are wanting to protect. And that's why you have the dragon's horde. And it feels like you're protecting your future. And a lot of you you're empathic, you're picking up on the energies, you're becoming more sensitive. And some of you are like, Mel, I don't need to become any more sensitive. But that's part of the gift with the Ace of Cups, because you're opening up even more spiritually, because this is about spirituality, right? Now, bottom of the deck, you have repairing the veil. There's forgiveness here. You have unmarked trail. There's revelation here. And then lastly, the perfect storm. The perfect storm. There's the tower. This tower is going to reveal something quite profound, that within the midst of the shadows, you're finding treasures. And here's the treasure, the Ace of Cups. That's part of the Nine of Cups that we see at the bottom of the deck. And I do see here, there's going to be a revelation that comes to you, possibly around this 11:11 portal. And this is about forgiveness. It could be about repairing. It could be about healing. It could be letting go of judgments, letting go of criticisms, letting go of fear, of pain, letting go of fear or pain, because I see the yellow butterfly. The yellow represents the solar plexus chakra, and that is also the courage, the energy of courage. And you have the courage here to step into the perfect storm. So something is brewing here. Maybe it's already been brewing, but I feel like November is the brewing month where things are going to be revealed to you in a profound way that is going to catalyst. It's going to be the catalyst to launch you into some new discoveries for yourself in 2025. I really feel like your life could look completely different. All right. So let's look at how to fully embody this energy. For one, do not resist the tower. Try not to hang on, because it's crumbling whether you want it to or not. And that's difficult because we try to grasp. That's one of the most challenging things I've found that we do here on this earthly realm. It is one of the most profound things that cause suffering, right? The root cause of suffering is attachment. We attach ourselves. We don't want there to be change, or we're scared of change. Therefore, we hang on to the pieces that are crumbling. They're turning to ash as we're holding on to them, right? And we're hanging on to that one piece of ash that's barely visible, and we want to build off that. But Spirit is saying, scatter those ashes. Blow those ashes out there into the universe and allow yourself to be reborn. Because the tower here is a destruction of old structures, an old paradigm. There's a new beginning here for you, Capricorn. This is possibly through a spiritual awakening. This could be a surprise. This could be a near-death experience. For some of you, it's an aha moment, right? It's something quite profound that shifts you internally that, yes, could be external as well. But I feel for a lot of you, this is something within where you're having a revelation. That's why you have that. And by having this revelation, and maybe part of that is initiating yourself into this new life come 2025, you having the courage to step into it, because things are changing here on a cellular level, on an economical level, for your career, for your finances, for your health, for your relationships. Many areas are affected here for you, I see. But I feel like you have the courage. Card 4/4 equals 8. That's the strength card in tarot, right? And it almost feels like a lot of the overwhelm, a lot of the setbacks, a lot of the challenges, a lot of the so-called failures, which I rarely ever say that word, but some of you, you're going to be familiar with that, right? Some of those so-called setbacks, you realize now were to prepare you for this perfect storm, to prepare you for this gift. So what truth do you need to wake up to? That for a fact that this is a gift, okay? And you may be saying, well, Mel, it's not factual yet, but this is intuition. This is intuition. And when you let your intuition lead the way instead of the factual evidence of something, right? I feel like this is the gift, is knowing and trusting and believing and intuiting that this is for the better, whatever this may be for you. Ace of Cups can be a new love connection. It could be a new soul, a soul quenching bond that starts from within yourself. There's a gift that you could be opening up to spiritually as well. This is some of you uncovering or unwrapping a gift here that you've been initiating into, and it may have been through some sort of an experience that your gift has been activated. So that's a part of your truth, is that you in fact have this gift, this ability. And just because there may not be that physical piece of evidence, this is about you just trusting and knowing, and again, intuiting. This is hope. This is curiosity. It's emotional fulfillment. And I feel like in the past, there has been emotional behaviors that have caused imbalance around you, whether it be by yourself or with people you worked with or with family. So again, you may have dealt with people who were emotionally immature, and that's caused imbalance here in some way. But you've learned from that. There's a gift from that. And maybe that's part of this tower. That's what you are waking up to. That's the truth that you're seeing coming out of this. What's the intention that you're putting out into the universe, and how to align with this intention? Well, first of all, you're saying, I understand now that the root of suffering was hanging on, was resisting change, was possibly staying in the tower for far longer than you needed to, or perhaps it was in the perfect divine timing. But for some of you, there was a lot of suffering. I do see that here. So I feel like what you're saying to the universe is, I'm done. I'm done. I've learned everything I needed to from the suffering that I've endured. I now know that this has caused a major upheaval, but I am not going to attach myself to it. I am moving forward. And that's the energy that you are putting out into the universe. That's what you are getting in alignment with. You're not wanting to cause more, or to be in the energy of suffering, but there is this realization, again, a revelation. That's why this is even showing up, because Spirit had me do a little bit of a shuffle, remember, in the midst of your reading. And this is why, is because there's something here that perhaps you didn't see before, something that you may have thought you had a plan for. Sometimes the plan gets shaken up a bit. Sometimes the plan, right, as you've probably heard, man makes plans, God laughs. But it's not to make fun of anybody, right? It's saying that sometimes our very carefully woven, laid out plans, we can do everything right, but sometimes there's detours. And I feel like that's what you're saying now is, I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust instead of seeing some sort of factual evidence that I may have needed in the past. Because Capricorn, you can be factual, right? You need the evidence, you need the proof, you need the earthly, the earthly tangible, being able to see it, touch it, taste it, smell it. But this is intuiting it. And I feel like you're moving on from it. Now, what's the advice from your guides? To have a little bit of fun. Have fun with this Knight of Wands. Life isn't meant to be taken so darn seriously. And I feel like there has been a heavy emphasis on seriousness or, again, suffering. And you don't want to put that out into the universe. You don't want to suffer, right? But I feel like this is what you're getting in alignment with, is saying, okay, when I've learned the lesson, which you have, because you're protecting your future. Some of you may have even dealt with depression, or you've dealt with high-level anxiety. Some of you are exhausted because you may have had to take care of situations that may have been out of your control, such as the loss of a loved one, a natural disaster, the things that we can't control. And I feel like you've seen the suffering in the world. You've seen suffering around you, and you're picking up on that now as well. But because I see the Nine of Cups here, even though there are external things happening, you have prepared yourself. You are protecting your future by moving forward to what you need to move forward on. And I actually feel with this Knight of Wands, it's excitement. Some of you could be traveling or moving. That could be part of this initiation, this tower. And you can have fun with this tower. This is something new. But even though, Capricorn, you like things to sometimes be, routine and stable in the physical sense, this is about alignment on the spiritual sense as well. And I see that there is adventure ahead. There's a new opportunity, one that looks quite enthusiastic, one that is full of courage and spontaneity, one that you must be willing to take a risk on. And maybe that's something you've struggled with in the past. Past is taking a risk, taking a gamble. This can be at times, taking action towards your curiosities. What are you curious about? What are you being called to discover? Because remember, if you are being called to it, it is your calling. It's simple, right? And we complicate things. We really do. We as humans complicate the heck out of things, but it doesn't have to be so complicated. And I see that there's more enthusiasm, more vitality, and more fun available here. Now, of course, that's not all life's all about, right? But I feel like if that's been missing for you and you don't have that spark of excitement that you once had in this, career or this partnership or this health piece or whatever it is, there's going to be a shakeup that comes in that says, wait a second. We can invite this back into our lives again. We can reignite that spark. And I feel like you are staying consistent to something here. Once you step into this threshold, right? Once you have the courage to step into this new life, I feel like you're all in, right? But it's just shaking the dice. It's getting ready to bet upon the odds of something here. That's the difficult part. But I feel like once you say yes, once you roll the dice, once they're out there, I feel like then you can have some fun with it, because then you're going to see yourself winning a little bit. And the wave that causes a ripple effect into the coming months is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups. So we're seeing a lot of cup energy out here. The Ace. There's the truth. It's like once you realize that there's a gift here, you step into the two. Twos are partnerships. Twos are reflection, diversity, choices, and duality. And this specific two is a very, very important contract, partnership, and possibly romantic dynamic for some of you, but it can be a best friend or a life partner. But there is some sort of important partnership in any area of life. It doesn't have to just be love, but there is an emotional bond. There is an emotional tie that is connected to this. This is what is coming in 2025 for you. And if it feels like there has been a difficult period of your life with law of attraction, with bringing in this energy, I feel like there's harmony. You're harmonizing the energies of the law of attraction. And there is something here that's quite profound showing up, because you have the courage to step into this new life. All right. Are you forgiving someone here as well? There could possibly be a new offering, because I am getting offering with this forgiveness. So perhaps there is a second chance where we can release and move on from the suffering that perhaps a tower had caused between two individuals. And there is an opportunity to come into harmony. That's for some of you. Take that as it resonates. But I want to clarify some of these pieces, and then we're going to look at the Dragon's Hoard and the Overflow. Let's look at the Tower. The Tower is showing up here, Spirit. What do we need to know about the Tower? What does this mean for Capricorn? Spirit, please show me the Tower. Okay. Queen of Coins in reverse. This can be related to finances, related to stability, right? Waste, where we have wasted time or attachments, basically what we've hung on to, right? That wasn't stable. And we hung on to a false premise or a false illusion that it was in fact stable when it wasn't. That's what is getting destroyed. But I feel like that belief, it's like shattering through an illusion, shattering through the mirage of a situation that, again, you may have had a belief about it, but that belief is kind of breaking down. And oh, Two of Cups. Yeah, it has to do with a partnership potentially, or it has to do with something you were trying to bring into your energy field. The law of attraction here, Two of Cups. And remember, we end with the Two of Cups in the upright. So there is harmony. It almost feels like some sort of pain. Now, I don't know if this is the same individual. It could be for some of you. For others of you, it is going to be some sort of parting of ways. And yes, it may be in a complete up-leveling of one's life. But if there's a fear that you're going to suffer and never be able to move forward, get rid of that fear, because we see that there's some fun adventure coming in here and we see movement. June, July of 2025 could be a big month. Okay, June or July could be a big month. Now I am getting here, okay, we're just going to pull from the timing deck, but I am getting a spiritual connection. This is an intuitive spiritual connection between you and an individual. Spirit, can we get a timing card? What do we need to know about time? Okay, well, we said June or July, but we could throw August in the mix. June, July, or August is significant because I am getting that Cancerian energy. But because I think, did we mention the 8 energy? Yeah, I think we did. We said 44, remember, is the strength, the Leo, and we're seeing August energy, which can be Leo here as well. It can be Virgo, but I am getting August. June, July, and August are going to be big months for you, big months in a good way. It doesn't mean that those are going to be your only big months, but I feel like that is a really beautiful time for a lot of adventure, maybe travel, connecting and meeting with new people, and really being able to move forward entirely. All right. Last but not least, let's just clarify the Two of Cups. Let's clarify your outcome with the Two of Cups, and then we'll dive into the Oracle. Spirit, tell me about, oh, okay, well, that one came out right away. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, new abundance, the start of a new life. Some of you, it's a new job, it's a new home, it's a new relationship, one that will go the distance, withstand the test of time. 3 of Coins. This is building blocks. This is a new foundation. Remember what I said about kind of up-leveling everything, taking everything in from the ground up, from the soil below the surface? This is about building. You actually make progress here. It feels like a clean, fresh start. You actually grow quite quickly, and you're going to see that growth. Some of you could even be taking a class. You could be protecting your future of your own children. There is something here about children, maybe going off to school. This could be working with children, learning some new skills, training. Okay, I see you protecting yourself here in some way, or protecting your loved ones. All right, let's look at card 43. Some of you may be 43 years old. It says too much, overwhelm, and plenty. Remember, this is kind of where you're at right now a little bit. But I feel like part of this 11-11 energy is you stepping into the plenty versus the overwhelm. So many good things are headed your way or are already occurring in your life right now. Yet you may be thinking that they're not possible or you're not worthy of them. Abundance is everyone's natural state before we project our restrictions on it, defining what it means, who has it, who gets it, and so forth. Right now, take yourself out of your conditioning and look at your life through the eyes of plenty. There is so much beauty and love. Opportunities and divine synchronicities destined to support your dreams abound and are lining up for you. Yet it's sometimes difficult to discern it all because you're bombarded with too much information and stimulation, distracting you from the truth that all is well. Sometimes all this overflow can be overwhelming, and you may find yourself responding with empathy overload. Empathy overload occurs when you tune into the collective angst and fear about impending changes and uncertainties. It's unmanageable. You feel like you're drowning in those emotions. It's time to allow yourself to detach. Bring yourself back to your life. Restore your faith in a greater power than you, and remind yourself to focus on your smaller personal universe, which is much easier to manage. In this way, you know that you are a conduit for life's blessings and can share them with others, making this perception of overflow profoundly positive. We talk all about that. Remember, that's how you can embody the energy of the tower. By not getting sucked in to the false premise of what stability looks like. And that may involve you disconnecting from certain people, places, or things in order to have some sort of a wish of yours, 9 of Cups, internally manifesting. And then lastly, we have card 12. Some of you may be born on the 12th. This has to do with protecting the future, legacy, and true riches. In the dragon's hoard, jewels and precious objects scatter the ground, while ancient scrolls inscribed with the wisdom teachings lie within reach. This is a rich opportunity, and you can fill your satchel with the treasures you like best. Take the gifts offered you and dedicate them to the well-being of all, beginning with your own. But beware, all that glitters is not gold. Select the precious treasures that will further your spiritual growth and avoid the tiny objects that are empty of real value. Know that the hoard does not belong to you. It belongs to our grandchildren. What is the inheritance that you wish to leave for tomorrow? What seeds are you planting that you will harvest in your old age when you are weary? What seeds will bear fruit after you are no longer here? The dragon guards the legacy of the future. All who come empty-handed or to fill only their own pockets with gold lie in a dusty heap of bones. You have been allowed entrance by virtue of your kindness or your spiritual practice or sheer luck. Consider as well that your present, this moment, is the future of the dragon. You may be the one we have all been waiting for, so do not hesitate to take what bequests have been reserved for you since the beginning of time. This is the time to be bold. Do not delay or overthink. Remember to bring an offering for the dragon, lest it believe you are its lunch. A simple prayer will do. Wow, that was intense. That was an intense one. That is the gift. That is the jewel. That's the Ace of Cups, Capricorn. Protecting the future. Be sure that what you're taking is spiritually fulfilling. And that's why I said this Ace of Cups is one of my favorites, because it is. It is the card of soul-quenching renewal. It is the gift of love. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. If you like the reading, I know the oracle got a little intense there, but some of you're really going to resonate with the messages. If you like it, please hit that thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, hit that bell if you haven't already. And thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love.